Want to get more on Trump's impeachment and how the process will unfold going forward. We now speak to Charles Stith, the former United States ambassador to Tanzania. Ambassador, thank you very much indeed for staying up. I know you're live in Los Angeles. It's about, 11 p.m. there. Appreciate your time, sir.
Well, always good to be with you, Blaine, and it's never too late to be up to spend some time with you.
Well, how can you sleep, sir? Impeachment, a constitutional process. It's reserved for the most serious misconduct in your country, and now the world has witnessed this twice in about 13 months. As an American, how are you feeling this morning?
Well, I'm feeling pretty good. And not because we've had to go through the process of impeaching the current president twice, but it's a validation that our systems are working and our resolve is strong and the vision is clear. I mean, what happened at the U.S. Capitol a week ago was unconscionable, and it required action. Given that the president incited the rioters, instructed the rioters, there needed to be a response to the riot.
Right. Impeachment. It's a two-step process. I think of impeachment by the House as an indictment, in your case by a grand jury, and then the trial in the Senate as the day in court for the defendant, if you want to put it that way. How far off the mark am I?
You've got the process down precisely. And as you mentioned in the intro to the piece, the trial, unless something happens dramatically different over the next week or so, will not take place until after the Senate officially changes hands in terms of majority control. And that will be after President-elect Biden is inaugurated.
Ambassador, reportedly law enforcement in America is bracing for violence ahead of next week's inauguration of President-elect Joe Biden. I've seen reports of the FBI warning of armed protests in all 50 states and D.C. Where's your level of concern with regards to things going really bad, really fast?
Well, I think it's pretty clear, given what happened a week ago, that you much prefer to over-prepare rather than be underprepared. And I believe that had authorities planned accordingly last week, based on the reconnaissance that they been going on, that they would have shown enough of a force that it would have been a deterrent, and we would not have seen the ugly scene unfold that we did. So what they're doing in preparation is precisely what they ought to do. My expectation is that will be a deterrent, and we'll see President Biden inaugurated on January the 20th in a fashion keeping with the more than 200-year-old tradition of the United States.
Right. Let's talk about that scene, sir. The storming of the Capitol. Many said and continue to say that this is not America. This is not America, what America is all about, the land of the free, the home of the brave. But, sir, with the greatest of respect, does this not reflect the America of today, the division, the animus?
Well, it certainly reflects one dynamic of America today, and it's certainly something that President Biden is going to have to be conscious of as he moves forward. There are significant portions of the country that feel alienated for whatever reason. Clearly, some of those folks in the crowd at the Capitol last week were inspired by racist motivations, others by conspiracy theories, and I think some who are just disappointed with the direction of the country. President Biden will have to be appreciative of those divisions as he moves forward. But the other aspect of America that we ought not lose sight of is that a majority of the people voted for Joe Biden because they wanted a different way than was being offered by the current president. And we also, on the same day, saw the election of two Democratic senators in the state of Georgia, which had not sent Democrats to the White House in over 2 decades. So that's the other side of America that's been overshadowed.
Right. So that's the. I just want to talk about the consequence of that election of the two senators. So it means it's a 50-50 split. And in terms of your process, the vice president breaks the tie, which will be Kamala Harris, correct?
That's exactly right. The Democrats have a 51 to 50 majority. Chuck Schumer, the current Senate minority leader from the state of New York, will become the leader of the Senate. And we should expect some pretty smooth sailing, right, at least during the first 2 years, for the agenda that President Biden wants to enact.
Ambassador, I just want to look at the consequence with regards to the rights on an international stage for America. Not only the rights, the build-up to that post the elections. The United States often engages in criticism of other elections around the world. After seeing this display, can the United States criticize with any degree of credibility, given what has been said with regards to your elections?
Well, the short answer to that question is yes. I'm of the belief that a wounded healer is a better healer because you bring some degree of empathy. The other point is, and when I served as the U.S. envoy to Tanzania, one of the points that I made relative to the whole notion of democratization was that it's not the perfect system. It's just better than everything else. It gives citizens the opportunity to exercise choice in terms of the person or persons who will lead their countries or states. Yeah. And it doesn't guarantee that you're always going to get somebody of excellent character. What it does guarantee that you get an opportunity to get rid of the bums, however cumbersome and sometimes unseemly that process might be. And so in this case, we saw democracy working. It's not always neat, but when it works well, citizens are empowered and are full participants in terms of determining the issue of governance. And that's a good thing.
Charles Stith, former United States ambassador to Tanzania. As always, sir, we appreciate your time. We appreciate you staying up for us. Be well. Good health to you and your family.
Thank you, Blaine, and Happy New Year to you as well.
Happy New Year, sir. There you go. So that's the situation, that's the state of play with regards to the United States. No doubt we will be following up on all angles here on SABC News, especially in the lead up to the inauguration. So keep it locked on to SABC News.